This video is for entertainment purposes only. Nothing should be taken as factual. This is all my opinion and for your entertainment. Thank you and enjoy. Hey everybody, this is Sonia with Melanin Goddess Life. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another celebrity astrological reading. Yes, we are back with another celebrity reading. I hope you've been enjoying the readings that I've done thus far. Please check them out and follow some of your favorite celebrities along with some of the predictions that I've made for them. And a lot of my predictions have come true. If there is any particular celebrity you'd like me to do a reading on, just leave it in the comments or reach out to me on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm under Melanin Goddess Life, or just leave me a message in the comments and I will try to get them on the list. So today's celebrity reading is going to go a little bit in a different direction. We're going to be doing the same format, but we're going to use a different celebrity in a different genre of entertainment. Now, as with all of my celebrity readings, I don't know a lot about this person. Only what most people would know, general things about this person. Today's person is going to be highlighted is a professional athlete this time. Apparently, he's very popular. There was a lot of controversy around this person during the panorama and the quote-unquote The Shot. Apparently, this person did not want to take the big shot and caused a lot of uproar in the NBA. This person also, I think, has a lot of controversy around his contract or his playing or what's he want to do. He seems to be a very headstrong person that's going to do what he wants to do. However, he is super talented. Like I said, I don't know anything about this guy other than we're going to be highlighting Kyrie Irving. Okay, so we're going to be highlighting Kyrie Irving, and like I said, if any of all of my celebrity readings, he is the person that I know the least about. However, he's hot and trending right now. I thought I would give his chart a look to see what I could come up with by way of what's going on with him. I think he is in contract negotiations, and it's going a little bit not in the direction that people would want it to go, and there's a question mark on where he's going to end up. And I wanted to give some clarity on what my opinion and my interpretation of his astrology could be happening to him. And this may be a bit of a surprise for some people on the prediction that I have for his near future in the next couple of years, what may be happening or what may not be happening with him. So without further ado, let's get started on Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was born March 23rd, 1992. I do not have a birth time for him. So that means the rising sign is 50-50, correct or not. So we just go with that. And he was actually born in Melbourne, Australia. Okay. This will make him 30 years old. He is an Aries sun, Scorpio moon, and a Gemini rising. So let's stop right there. Aries suns. One of the things that the Aries people are known for, these are the athletes of the zodiac. These are people that love sports, and you will find in most professional sports, there are a lot of Aries people, or they have a lot of Aries placements, because this is the sign of the warrior, the athlete. These people love physical contact. So physical sports are big with them, and they don't have a problem with getting down and getting dirty and getting physically aggressive with you, because this planet is all about aggression, forward thinking, passion, creativity, moving forward. They're in constant motion. Now, one of the things that these people are noted for, they are headstrong. You cannot change their mind on anything. Once they have set their ideas to something, they've made a decision about something, these people go in head first. Because remember, this is the first sign of the zodiac, and it's represented by the ram. So the ram is going to headbutt you as many times as it needs to, but you will not get through to these people, which really speaks to his stance on not being vaccinated, okay? And how he stuck to his guns on that. That is That is truly a representation of his Aries sun. Okay. He's also a Scorpio moon, which says to me, this is a very intense placement for the moon. So he's a very passionate person. He's a very deep, reflective person. And with Scorpio moons, there's always a lot going on underneath the surface. You never really know what is going on with these people because the depths of them is just so deep and it's so intense. And there's just a lot going on with this man, emotionally, internally, and all of that. And he is a Gemini rising, which is going to come into play when we talk about my predictions on where his career is going. Okay, so this gives him a youthful appearance, a very youthful energy. This is someone that likes to have his hand in different types of things. So I would say that basketball is not who Kyrie is. Basketball is what he does, because he has many interests, many things that he wants to learn and grow and do. So we're going to talk about where I feel like his energy is going to be placed in the next couple of years with regards to his career. Now, let's talk about love, okay? Again, I don't know what's going on with his love life. Don't know this person, ain't in this person's business. So I'm strictly going on this being a total stranger to me. So I did the love calculations for him, and I did come up with the age in which I feel like something should shift in his romantic life. It's based on 4 scenarios. First scenario is if at this age, Kyrie is totally single, not romantically attached to anyone, not in any type of romantic relationship. This would be the energy of someone coming into his life for the potential of a long-term committed relationship. Scenario number 2 is if Kyrie is in a healthy relationship at this time, everything is going well, hugs and kisses. This is about taking the relationship to another level, putting permanence on the relationship. So this could look like getting married, getting engaged, or making an exclusive monogamous commitment to the other person. Scenario number 3 would be if Kyrie is in a relationship and the relationship is not going well, it has its challenges. This would be a time that there could be a shakeup or a disruption in the relationship with the potential for a breakup. And the 4th scenario could encompass all of these, because all of these things could happen in any given time. But the 4th scenario would be this is Kyrie getting really serious about what he wants in a relationship, what he wants in a partner, and really working on himself and how he's showing up as a person in a relationship. The age in which I feel like something should shift in a significant way for Kyrie is actually the age of 31. So his next birthday, the year of 31, we could see something changing with regards to Kyrie's romantic life. Again, I don't know where he is with regards to relationships. Not my business, but I will say that something will be happening during the year of 31 for him. So there you go. Now, his theme of his year. So when I say his year, this is from his last birthday, March 2022, to his next birthday, March 2023. The theme of his year is going to be all about relationships. He's going to be in 7th house energy. So even though I gave him the age of 31, he may actually start to get into relationship energy now, going into 31. So we actually may see something happen with him now. So let's just say from 30 now to March 2023, there could be something happening with him. But he's in 7th house energy right now. So this is all about how he does one-on-one relationships. Now, keep in mind, it doesn't always mean romantic. However, this is the 7th house and this is the house of marriage. Okay. So yes, one of those things would be the idea or the concept of Kyrie possibly marrying or getting ready to get engaged or getting really serious about finding a long-term partner for himself. But this is also about one-on-one relationships that we go into with another person in any type of relationship, romantic, business, family, things of that nature. This is Kyrie really getting clear on how to do one-on-one relationships. This is him getting clear on who needs to be in his circle, who needs to be in his life, because those one-on-one relationships are very intimate. So this is business partners. He may be going through this period of changing the people that he does business with. He may be going through this period of changing his management team of some sort, bringing on new people, dissolving old relationships that don't work anymore. This could be family dynamics that he's working through, one-on-one relationships and a family dynamic. Now, this is also the area that governs legal proceedings, so this could see Kyrie in a situation that he's dealing with legal type issues. The signing of documents, formal agreements and things that he's going into. Could be a marriage, could have something to do with the contracts that he's signing with regards to his career. But a lot of energy around those types of dynamics in his life are going to be at the forefront of his life, among other things. Now, next thing we're going to talk about is Kyrie has Jupiter in the 10th house. Now, Jupiter is the planet of growth, expansion, abundance, opportunities, wisdom, growth, healing, things of that nature. So with it being in the 10th house, this is the house of career. So this is all about our career, our long-term goals, our reputation, how we're seen in the public, so our public image. This is about authority figures. This is about masculine energy. So this is about the prominent men in our lives, around us, and in our circle. And this is also about the titles that we wear. So I consider this a relationship house. So with Jupiter being there, this is all about expansion and growth and opportunity for him by way of his career. And when it's going through the career house, it definitely impacts your current career, but this could also be bringing different opportunities Kyrie's way for growth and expansion in another area of his career. So let's talk about his career just for a minute. Being that Kyrie is an Aries sun and a Scorpio moon, but particularly he's a Gemini rising. As much as I can look at his chart to tell you that he loves basketball, that goes without saying. Basketball is not who he is. It is what he does. And that is a big difference. Kyrie has a Gemini rising. He wants to experience a lot of different careers for himself. A lot of things that he does with regards to his public standing. And what is happening now for him over this next year is all about him figuring out what he wants to do after basketball, or possibly figuring out what he wants to do in conjunction with basketball, because it's nothing for Gemini risings to have two careers, multiple careers going on at one time. So I definitely could see him, his attention being drawn to different areas that have nothing to do with basketball. In his natal chart, he definitely gives me the energy of being in some type of communication type career. So this could look like him being in radio. This could actually be acting. This could be him writing is a big deal for him. I think that he would be an excellent writer. So I would not be surprised if Kyrie is really taking this time to really find out what he wants to do with regards to adding a different career that is totally different from basketball. And that's what this Jupiter energy is all about. Growth, opportunity, expansion, just going out and pursuing things that bring you joy and happiness and things of that nature. So he has about a year of doing that. Now, interesting enough, his 10th house is about to also get another planet that's going through there. And this is Neptune. Now, Neptune is a planet that stays in the house for about 14 years. So this is a very long transit. It literally just got here the other day. When you have planets that have those long transits, their energy is very subtle. So you don't feel it as impactfully as Jupiter that goes through a house for a year and a half, or Mercury or Saturn that goes through their months in a couple of years. This is a transformative energy. But what happens when we have Neptune in the 10th house is Neptune is the planet of illusion, fantasy, dreams, intuition, our spirituality, but it's also the planet of confusion and delusion and not seeing things clearly. What could possibly happen with Kyrie, or he could start to experience, or maybe he's already feeling this, is number one, confusion around what you want to do career-wise. So this is why I have a strong indication that he's in a crossroads with basketball because it's not holding his attention as much as it used to. And he wants to do other creative things. I think he wants to lean more into his creativity, his creative projects and things of that nature. So a lot of confusion about which direction he wants to go in career-wise. This also can do this thing where he's in conflict with higher ups or authority figures, or it could be an energy around people wanting you to stay in the box that they've placed you in because this is how they want to see you. But that's not who you are. They want you to continue to produce what you've always produced, do what you've always done, and show up the way that you've always shown up because this is the image that they have in their head and this is what works for them. But this is not who you are, and this is not working for you. So that Neptunian energy can really, really kind of mess with a person that's trying to really showcase who they truly are when you have people on the other side, authority figures, the public, that wants you to just play basketball and continue to be a basketball player. But there's so much else going on with him. He's going to have to really, really purposefully fight to really get out who he is as a person, not as a basketball player. Being seen for who he truly is and what he loves to do and his many talents is something that he may struggle with going in for the next few years. Okay. Next thing we're going to look at is, he's in a spiritual awakening. No other way to explain this. The ninth house is lit up for him. The ninth house is the house of international travel, higher education, religion, our spirituality, our belief system, and how we see the world, media opportunities, and the law is here also. It is now has the planet Saturn going through it. Saturn's going to be there for like 2.5 years. Saturn is the planet of among other things, maturity, duty, responsibility, restriction, and delay. And it's all about putting down a foundation that is of value and of substance. And when it's going through the ninth house, some of the things that it does is it makes you get really serious about what you believe with regards to life and how you see the world and your belief system. And what it also does is sometimes it will have you questioning your either your religious beliefs, your faith, or your spirituality. So this definitely puts me in the mindset that Kyrie is going through a spiritual awakening. Kyrie is really digging deep down to figure out how he connects in his faith. His faith, whatever that is for him, may have been shaken up or is going through the process of being shaken up. And he's really trying to figure out how does he still align with what his belief system is around religion, around his spirituality. Now, religion and spirituality are two different things. Religion is the doctrine, but spirituality is the connection with the higher power or whatever you believe in or your higher self. He is going through that, figuring out where his spiritual life is, cultivating his spiritual life, because he is going to have to lean heavily into that as he transits through this confusion about his career. A lot of things that he's going to have to do have a lot to do with his gut intuition and what he believes in spiritually and sticking with his beliefs and his morals and his values, which I think he already does that, but he's going to be reinforcing those things right now. Now, other things that could come up for him is he gets real serious about educational pursuits. He may decide to go back to college, obtain a higher degree. He may just start educating himself on certain areas of study that he's been interested in. With this being Saturn in the area that governs higher media, I would not be surprised if he starts to get into acting roles, speaking engagements. This could also look like him doing motivational speaking. This could actually see Kyrie go into some form of ministry during this time or taking up residence in a foreign country to study how other people worship, how other cultures worship, and him tapping into his spirituality in a foreign land. I would not be surprised if he does that and takes some kind of hiatus in order to get his mind and his spirituality connected for himself. Long distance travel is definitely a theme for him, so I can see that over the next 2.5 years. Legal proceedings. We got a lot of legal stuff coming up for Kyrie, and I don't know on which side of the spectrum this is on. I know this is all about contract negotiation going on with him, but he may have some type of legal case that comes up that he has to deal with. But I encourage him, if he's looking at this reading, to really, really tap into his spirituality. This is a time for him to really, really develop that, cultivate that. If he's gotten distance from religion or his spiritual life, this is a time for him to return to it. But he's going to be returning to it in a more mature way in how he looks at it. Getting his spiritual path in order is going to be very important, and how he sees the world is totally, totally changing for him. Okay. Next thing we're going to talk about is this Pluto in the 8th house, another planet that moves very slowly. Pluto can go through a house anywhere from 14 to 30 years. So this is a long transit for him. It has already been there for several years. The 8th house is all about shared resources and shared finances. So this is resources and finances we share with another person or another entity. This is all about taxes, inheritances, loans, and it's also the house of sex and intimacy. So piggybacking on the theme of his year going into one-on-one relationships, this is also highlighting the importance of him feeling like he needs to find someone that he connects with on an intimate level. Intimacy and sex are two different things. A lot of people think they're the same, but they are not. Sex is the physical act, and intimacy is the connection with another person. So I would caution Kyrie on this journey of one-on-one relationships, particularly in the romantic arena. Be mindful of who you're connecting being intimate with and connecting yourself with energetically on a romantic level. It is time that he gets real serious about soul ties, who he's sleeping with. He needs to be really, really careful about who he is sleeping with, but and also just as importantly, who he's connecting with on an emotional and intimate level. I do believe he's looking for that kind of connection with someone, but he needs to be careful who he lets into his space on a romantic level and on a sexual level. Okay. This is also an energy, especially at the 27th to 29th degree, which we're at the 27th degree of Pluto. He needs to be very mindful of who he is leaving in charge of his money. If he has been hands off with how he does his money, his contracts, the money going in and out, he needs to really pay attention. He needs to really pay attention. He may be in for doing a major overhaul in the area of his finances and how they're being handled and who is handling his finances. He needs to really pay attention to his money. Okay? I cannot stress that enough. I'm not saying that there's some type of deception, but at the same time, I am saying that there could be some kind of deception around who's been in charge of his money. Okay, so he needs to do probably an internal audit from an outside company on how his finances have been going and what's been going on and what's been going out and coming in. Okay, that's all I'm going to say on that. Okay, pay attention to your money, Kyrie. Next thing we're going to talk about is this Uranus in the 12th house. Okay, now this Uranus in the 12th house, Uranus stays in the house for about 7 years. I take that back. It actually was going through the 11th house. It's about to enter the 12th house in a few months. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Uranus is the planet of unpredictability, unexpected change, doing things differently, forward-thinking technology. But this is about breaking down the status quo. We don't want to do anything the same way. And again, it's all about unexpected events. The 12th house is the house of secrets. Secrets that we keep from others and secrets that are kept from ourselves, from us. This is the house of spirituality, our karma, the afterlife, specialized populations. So this could definitely look like prisons, rehab centers, and hospitals are in this house. But this is about healing and closure. I would say if Kyrie is not in therapy, this it's going to be an excellent time for him to start therapy and start working on that internal stuff, because this ties into him being a better partner, being a person that shows up, in a relationship. And again, not just romantic, all of his relationships. This is a time for him and the opportunity for him to heal any hurts that he may be holding on to. And with the Scorpio moon, I would be hard pressed not to think that this guy is not holding on or suppressing some things that have affected him on a very emotional and internal level. Excellent for him to start therapy, okay? And this could definitely look like, since it's Uranus, he does not have to do it with the traditional therapist. Could he? Absolutely. But therapy could look like anything for anyone. This could definitely look like him maybe consulting an astrologer. So if he wants me to be his personal astrologer, I am here. But outside of the box, an astrologer, tarot readers, doing Reiki, meditation, traditional therapy, but designing your healing for what works for you. Okay, I'll just put it that way. Now, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I will tell you this. Uranus in the 12th house could have Kyrie over the next few years experiencing paranormal experiences. Now, this could look like him having very profound dreams. And I have this philosophy: if you wake up from a dream and you can remember it, it was not a dream; it was an actual experience that you had, will have, or have had in a past life. So this. I would tell him, start to write down any type of dreams that he remembers. It doesn't have to be in detail. If you only remember bits and pieces, write down what you remember. Those are messages that's being transmitted to him from the ancestors, from the universe, from God, whomever this is. But those are communications from the other side that he needs to know. Now, the information may not make any sense at the time that you remember it. And keep in mind, it's not just dreams. It's daydreams. It's encounters with people, especially total strangers that you meet, and they say something to you that is familiar to you, or you feel like, or you think that, oh, I've heard this before. Write those things down. There is a message that could possibly come into play later on down the line and you don't realize it. And then when it comes around, you're like, I heard this before. And this is why I had the dream. I heard this before. This is why I had the encounter with the person on the subway and they said something. And this is what this means. This is all about him connecting with the other side. Okay. So he will start to have these experiences where ancestors come to him. God comes to him. Messages come through him. A lot of interaction with being mindful of the connections you have with animals, because animals represent messages. So especially if you're having dreams that have a lot of animals in it, he needs to do dream interpretation to figure out what that message is and what is going on with him. Okay, I'm just going to leave that there. Now, North Node and the South Node. Here's the North Node. Let's see, when is it going into this 11th house? So the North Node is going to be going into Kyrie's 11th house in a couple of months, around late September, mid-September or so. And it's going to set up residence for about 1.5 years. So the North Node is all about our destiny, where we're going to, what we're trying to learn, achieve, and things of that nature. It's going through your 11th house. The 11th house is all about his friends, his social groups that he's a part of, humanitarian projects, social awareness. His hopes, dreams, and long-term goals, dreams, and wishes are here. Technology is here. And this says to me, Kyrie is going to have the experience over the next 1.5 years of very eccentric and innovative and fresh new people coming into his life that are totally different from what he normally surrounds himself with. I want him to be open to embracing different people coming into his life. This is going to actually give him the opportunity to realign his long-term goals and see some of those goals come to fruition, but a lot of freshness and newness around what he wants long-term, his hopes, dreams, and wishes coming into play. This is also about global awareness. I would not be surprised if Kyrie takes up some international cause or does some type of work that helps the masses. This is all about the humanitarian in him, him wanting to help the less fortunate. So really getting behind projects that help the world and that heal the world. Definitely could be a part of his life the next year and a half. This is all about technology. I wonder if he has some type of technology-based project that he wants to work on. If it does happen, this is a great time for it. Or it could be introduced to him by way of new people coming into his life. Okay. Now, this is also a relationship house, and this is how I know that Mr. Kyrie is going to really has an energy around finding love in a long-term committed way. I'm just going to put that out there. Now, he does have the South Node opposite that in the 5th house. The South Node is also the lessons that we need to learn and release. We've done these things before, and it's transiting through his 5th house. The 5th house is the house of joy, love affairs and dating, romance. It's the house of our children and procreation and our creativity. In a nutshell, Kyrie needs to find his joy, and because he's lost it down the line. Finding his joy through finding his joy through his children, finding his joy through his creativity, creative projects that he wants to do. This will be great for him to return to a hobby that he may have put down some years ago, and he remembers how much joy it brought him, and he wants to return to that. This is all about dating and romance. So this could be, if he's super single, all about dating, having a good time in dating, or if he's in a relationship, this is about bringing the romance back to the relationship, okay? And procreation. So he could possibly be either thinking about adding to his family. I don't know if he has children already. Maybe the possibility of him thinking about more children down the line, how they will fit into his life, when he would want to do that. Or this definitely could bring up an unexpected pregnancy during this next year and a half. He could find himself welcoming in another bundle of joy. Okay. Finally, which I probably should have said this during when we started, Kyrie's going through his Saturn returns. Saturn returns are about every 29 years. He is in the midst of the first one. So from 29 to 33, this is the time when Saturn says you need to get serious about life. And a lot of internal and external changes happen. Impactful changes. One of the things that changes is a change in your career. So this could look like getting married, starting a family, a big change in your career or your career goals, a big move for yourself, but something substantial and monumental happens in that window of 4 years. So again, he just started his at the age of 29 last year. So look to see some significant changes with regards to the external things going on around him and the internal things, because this is all about maturing and growing up. He also has a Neptune sextile. His Neptune sextile is actually hitting his, where is it? So this is the 10th and the 8th. Okay, it's sextiling his 10th house and the 8th house of shared resources and partnerships. So this definitely brings possibly an unexpected change to his employment, okay, or his relationship status, okay? Now, these are my final thoughts on Kyrie Irving. He definitely has changes coming up for his career in a big, big way, and in a very, very shocking way for most people. I do believe that Kyrie is going through a spiritual awakening that's going to have everything to do with how he does or what he does in his career life in the next couple of years. I want Kyrie to lean into his spiritual growth. I want him to open his mind to the possibility of the paranormal experiences happening to him, not to be afraid of that, actually to embrace that, because that is going to be his protection for the next 7 years. But the biggest thing that I'm going to say with regards to Kyrie Irving is I think he's going to walk away from basketball in the next 2 years. Now, I know that may sound crazy to some, but I don't think Kyrie has the same joy that he's had with basketball. I don't think he still feels to be in love with it anymore. Will it always be a passion of his? Absolutely. But I do believe that his interest, that Gemini rising, is kind of kicking up for different areas of his life. So my prediction is within the next 2 years, Kyrie Irving will retire from basketball completely. Okay. So that's my reading on Kyrie Irving. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you would like a personal reading with me, please visit my website at www.melaningoddesslife.biz. You can schedule your readings there. I also have some metaphysical products there. I have great manifestation candles. They are awesome. So check those out. Please follow me on all the social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Sometimes I'm on TikTok, but I'm not going to tell you I'm doing TikTok a lot. But follow me on Melanin Goddess Life. And most importantly, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm still trying to grow it to 1,000 followers, at least by the end of the year. And I need your assistance in doing that. So please subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos when they're uploaded. Thank you so much for your time. And I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.